You know, guys, there's nothing better, honestly, than a big fight getting announced. And whether it's in the UFC or in boxing, it gets you excited because you know it brings you back to those memories of when you were a kid and you got excited for the big boxing fight or the new generation, the big mixed martial arts fight. Today, we are going to talk about the big fight that was announced last night between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, which is going to be bananas. But there's also an extra bit to it that we will get into during today's episode, which is brought to you by Total Wireless, the official wireless provider of UFC. They're in your corner with unlimited 5G data that will not slow you down. So last night, Canelo Alvarez fights, and at times, when a guy is as dominant as Canelo, his dance partner will not engage or will not fight at the level that you expect a championship level boxer to fight at because of the fear, the worry of what may happen. Nobody wants to become a highlight. Last night, Canelo Alvarez had a fight. That was essentially the case. The guy kind of ran the whole time, and Canelo, while winning, it wasn't the performance that makes you go, oh my God, I love this guy, right? This is why we tune into Canelo. You know Canelo is box office. We know Canelo's money. But when you don't have a dance partner, it's hard to make those memories. The memory coming out of that fight last night was that at the end of it, Sheik Turkey, Riyadh season, and Terence Crawford walks into the ring. We get it. It's official. Canelo Alvarez will now fight Terence Crawford September 12th, Allegiant Stadium. He'll defend his Ring Magazine championship against Bud, giving Bud an opportunity to become a three-time world champion, 3 divisions, super world champion, Mr. Everything. Clearly, they are not the same size. Terence Crawford used to be a small guy. Now he's grown into what will be about a 154-pounder, I'd imagine. They'd fight around 154, 160. Luis, I would love if you can give me what weight classes we contested at. TV deal and the TV rights will be announced a little later. But I'm not the guy that wants to throw cold water on it. But let's call it a spade, exactly what it is, a spade. In boxing, and this is where the UFC differs, and this is why Zuffa Boxing could potentially, if they change the game, move us back into a day where guys were fighting each other in their primes. When Roy Jones and Mike Tyson fought over the hill, but that was still the 10th biggest pay-per-view of all time. They sold 1.6 million pay-per-view buys. When Lennox Lewis fought Mike Tyson was over the hill. Top 5 pay-per-view of all time. 1.9 million pay-per-view buys. Floyd was smart, fought Canelo very early, sold 2 million buys. Floyd was smart, fought Conor because he was big, sold 4.3 million buys. And then Floyd fought Manny, and they sold 4.6 million buys. That was the biggest pay-per-view of all time in boxing. With that being said, Floyd and Manny started to circle each other a very long time ago. They fought when Floyd was 38, Manny was 36. Many people thought we were 3 to 4 years past when they should have fought. By the time Terence Crawford and Canelo fight, Bud will be 36, Canelo will be 34 years old. Now, I'm not saying those guys are done. By no means. They're still the 2 best boxers in the world. But imagine if we got those guys in their late 20s, right? Or 3 to 4 years ago. It is still going to be a monster. I don't imagine it's going to be anything less than super successful. But should it have happened a couple years ago? Here's where I believe we are going to be saved in this regard. They're just as good as they've always been. Crawford is 41-0, 31 KOs. Going up to 154, going to fight Canelo at 154. He's won world titles at lightweight, super lightweight, welterweight, and super welterweight. So he's been a champion everywhere. But Bud's going to make Canelo fight at 54. I don't know that Canelo's been fighting at 54 for a while. Remember all those B-ball fights were up at like 175 for Canelo Alvarez. They're 2 of the best boxers in the world. They're not, they're going to fight at 168. Yes. Canelo's been fighting up at like 175. Um, Crawford going up from 154 to fight him at 168. They're not over the hill at all. These are phenomenal fighters. They're both still in their prime. Most UFC champions aren't even under 30. I don't know that we have one under 30 male champion right now. So they're in their athletic prime, right? 30 to 35. But a couple years ago, it might have had a little more steam because they didn't have that performance like Canelo had last night. With that being said, Dana White's going to promote this thing. And because Dana White is going to promote this thing, I feel like it'll bring a different level of interest into the UFC. Ilia Topuria is 27. He's not the champion, though. Ilia Topuria was 27 at featherweight. He was the champ. He's not the champ anymore since he vacated that belt. It's no champions under 30 years old. So they're still in their athletic prime. I wish I got to see it a couple years ago when Canelo was a little smaller. I thought Canelo has gotten he's not as good as he was when he was fighting at 154, 160 because he's a little bigger, carrying more muscle. But I think it's going to be a blockbuster event. Going to be one of the biggest pay-per-views we've ever seen. Going to be highly competitive. And I do believe that that added element that Dana's going to be promoting, that Riyadh season is going to be promoting, is going to make more people tap in to what's going on in this big fight. They're going to sell out Allegiant Stadium. I'm going to be there front row. I'm not missing this. Terence Crawford is a great guy. His sons are tremendous wrestlers, boxers. They do everything. I know Terence from the wrestling. I know how motivated he is to fight this fight. I know that Canelo Alvarez is as good as anyone we've seen in a long time. True legend of boxing. It's a massive fight. I hope that it can deliver what and match or exceed the expectation. You know, growing up, they always put the two best guys together when it felt like they were supposed to be together. It still feels like we haven't missed the window for these two, and I feel like this is going to be a big fight, a good fight, a fun fight, and a true competition between two of the best boxers of the entire world. So September 12th, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, promoted by Dana White, promoted by TKO, promoted by Riyadh Season. Tap into Canelo Alvarez defending his Ring Magazine championship against the great Terence Crawford. You know, I love when things come together. This is finally coming together. I believe it's going to be fun. That's a fight that was just made last night, but a fight that's actually happening is UFC 315 this weekend in Montreal as Belal Muhammad takes on Jack Della Maddalena. So UFC 315 goes down this weekend. So this is going to be my performance playbook brought to you by Rose Sparks. So guys, Belal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena is a massive fight. There are two things that have to happen for these guys. One for Belal, one for Jack Della Maddalena. If Belal Muhammad is going to be successful in his first title defense, he has to look and fight in the same way that he fought Leon Edwards. He's got to have a lot of pressure. He's got to secure takedowns, and he's got to keep Jack guessing. Because if Jack Della Maddalena is able to just stand and strike with him, Belal's going to be out of his element. But when he mixes everything together, the wrestling, the takedowns, the striking, he can fight anyone, and he really can overwhelm you. That is why he knocked out Sean Brady, and that is why he truly outclassed Leon Rocky Edwards. So Belal Muhammad has to be that full mixed martial artist, and the pressure has got to be, it's got to be very present from the start of the fight. He's got to mix in the takedowns and use those takedowns to keep Jack Della off base. And for Della Maddalena, he's got to defend takedowns. And here's the deal. There was a fight that Jack Della fought in the Apex against a kid, and I don't know his name, Luis. Jack Della Maddalena fought this kid a while back. The kid was taking him down, almost beat him on short notice. Takedowns. What's that guy's name? Let me look it up. This is going to drive me crazy. It can't look like that. The fight cannot look like that for Jack Della Maddalena. It's against, hold on, guys. You guys want to It was not Angelos or Luis. Luis just out here guessing, bro. Like, come on, dog. You can't. That's why I'm Googling it because I can't guess. Basil Hafez. It was Basil Hafez in the Apex, and he was losing. Had to have a very good third round to win that fight because Hafez successfully took him down over and over again. That can't happen. If that starts to happen against a fighter at the level of Belal Muhammad, he's not getting the job done. He has got to stay upright. He's got to move on the outside. And he's got to pick at Belal Muhammad. He can't get excited. Excitement in this fight for Della Maddalena will lead to problems. He's got to make sure he fights at his pace, his range, and really control the tempo of this fight. This is a massive fight. This is an absolute massive fight at 170 pounds. And honestly, I'm very excited that we finally get to see Belal Muhammad defend that championship. But in terms of my performance playbook, it's takedowns, pace, and pressure for Belal Muhammad. It is defend takedowns, control the range, control the distance, and poke and prod at Belal Muhammad if you're Jack Della Maddalena. Guys, I know that Belal and Jack Della are going to perform inside the octagon. But if you want to perform at a championship level, man, holla at my people at Rose Sparks because Rose Sparks is the best when it comes to the performance, and they are the best in the business. So that's my performance playbook for Jack Della Maddalena to become champ and for Belal Muhammad to retain, presented to you by Rose Sparks. Guys, I'm on my way to Canada right now. I cannot wait to get to Montreal. The fight fans there are insane. It's going to be a great weekend. So until next time, like, subscribe, and tell your friends that DC's got a YouTube channel. Get ready for Canelo versus Crawford. Get ready for Jack Della versus Belal Muhammad. Get ready for Manon Fior versus Valentina Shevchenko. It's going to be sick this weekend, and it's going to be sick in Allegiant Stadium come September 12th. Until next time, peace.